I'm pleased today to once again, sort of, present what shoppers really want. And what this is, and I know the description was pretty big, but this is a review of the challenges of those who call themselves meal preparers for their households, and what it takes for them to be successful in their roles, and because they also tend to be the primary shoppers for their households, what is the white space available to both food retailers and food and beverage manufacturers in helping them to be successful in their roles. Now I realize that the title, What Shoppers Really Want, is rather bold. Admittedly, I haven't figured all of that out yet. But through a lot of study and the integration of both the consumer and the shopper, we believe we've learned some new, compelling truths. That is, what shoppers who are also the meal preparers really want from the stores that they shop. So you may be asking, well, why do I care about meal preparers? And the fact is that meal preparers are half or more of all shoppers out there. But importantly, they do 68% of the shopping trips and 68% of the dollars spent. So, you know, that automatically makes it important to all of us. They also are the gatekeeper to decision making when it comes to what foods is my household going to take in and then choose to eat from meal occasion to meal occasion. And then lastly, when you think about the dollars away from home, you know, we all talk about the, away from home eating occasions coming into the home. Well, you know, the #1 driver of people choosing to go away from the home is, I just don't want to cook. So the extent that we can remove that barrier and keep them home is the extent that we all are in a position to grow. So this here represents a timeline of the work that we've done to understand meal preparers. We've looked at them from every angle, I think, possible, and this just represents the work that I've personally been involved with, and we've done a lot more. And then we've added to this a lot of syndicated sources as well. And you know, while we learned a gazillion little things, I would say that there's probably four big takeaways that changed our thinking about what opportunity we have to improve the lives of meal preparers and make what we have more relevant for them. And so that's what I want to spend most of my time today talking about. And it begins with a need state. And this need state is when somebody transitions into the role of the meal preparer for their household. And so the first learning that we have is that when you transition into the role of meal preparer, it's actually part of a much larger life stage transition, such as having a baby, getting married, or entering a relationship of great significance. So, you know, you get this role of meal preparer, but that's really just part of this much bigger thing that happens in your life. And so this is a period of great change. It's kind of maybe for the first time in your life where it's just not all about you anymore. You know, there's other people that you have to think about, and there are expectations from these people, the standards of which may be totally unclear to you. So you've got this new baby, you've got this new spouse, and what it means to satisfy their needs, who depend on you to give them their meals, is a pretty tough thing. And so basically what it means is, it's not just what does it take, or what does it mean to be a meal preparer, but what does it mean at this point in my life to be a new mom or a new wife in general. Okay? And the problem is, and this chart tries to show anyway, is that new meal preparers generally come into this role totally unprepared. So it used to be that future meal preparers were learned how to cook when they were growing up at home with their parents. But that's not exactly how it works anymore. I mean, that's how our mothers did it, and their mothers before them. But today's meal preparers are learning how to cook when they're out on their own for the first time. And so, you know, this is kind of like analogous to if you've ever applied to a stretch job, you know, something that was just totally out of reach. And, you know, you knew you had no chance of getting it, but, you know, what the heck. And then, lo and behold, you get the job. And your first reaction is, yes, got the job. And then your immediate second reaction is, crap, I got the job. You know, how am I going to do this? I have to be, you know, competent in an area where I'm not. And that's how it is for a lot of meal preparers today. They get a job that they are totally unprepared to fulfill. Meanwhile, all this other stuff is going on in their life.